Welcome to New Independence Network. It is Wednesday, July 11th. So, here is the topic for today. There's a lot of talk. Kavanaugh was just chosen as Donald Trump's next Supreme Court choice. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh has been praised for years. When he was named to the D.C. court, he was praised tremendously. He has a solid track record. He's a good person. He's Catholic. Of course, him being Catholic causes the liberals' hair to catch on fire. They hate Catholics. Even the Democrats who are Catholics hate Catholics. I don't know why. I mean, the new Pope, Pope Francis, is basically a socialist. He is using his pulpit to preach politics on a regular basis in the Catholic Church. I mean, we all should accept every single immigrant on the planet. We shouldn't build walls, even though our pontiff lives behind a 40-foot impenetrable wall at Vatican City. We should not make a lot of money, because money means greed, even though the people who make the most money in this country are the ones who donate the most to charity because they have expendable income. Again, this all from a pontiff who basically runs the richest country on the face of the planet, being Vatican City. Yes, Vatican City is a country. So, I mean, the Pope is against global warming. He thinks that man is the cause of it. And we should change our lives to protect the planet, which has absolutely nothing to do with the teachings of the Catholic Church. So you'd think the left would be very happy that Kavanaugh is a Catholic. But of course they're not, because, well, let's put it this way, he's conservative. He is conservative, but he also, he's a constitutionalist. When he when he rules from the bench, he doesn't legislate from the bench. He rules based on the merits of the case and the Constitution, which is what a Supreme Court justice, any judge, should actually do based on law. They should not inject personal opinion into the case. It should be based on the Constitution or the law. Will some personal opinions slide through? Sure, that's going to happen. But it should not negate law. Now, let's talk about the topic that we want to talk about today. Getting a lot of bluster. Roe versus Wade. Now, a lot of conservatives are out there, and then, believe it or not, there are a lot of never-Trumpers who are all of a sudden really... They hate Donald Trump, like Ben Shapiro hates Donald Trump. But he's out there touting Kavanaugh. This is great because abortion is murder. Yes, abortion is murder. We agree with that. But you can't have it both ways. You can't hate Donald Trump and not want him to be president, but then 100% support his pick by terms of conservatism. Because that's just hypocritical. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything Trump does. That's one thing. Like, I don't agree with every single thing Trump does. The better he does, the more I like what he's doing, and the more I support what he's doing. So I find myself agreeing with him more and more as time goes on. When I think he's going to go one way, and I'm waiting for that second shoe to drop, all of a sudden he pulls an end around and he surprises me. And I'm like, wow, I actually agree with what he did. I don't agree with everything he did, but I agree with his motives, because Donald Trump is a pragmatist. He is not a conservative. He's not a liberal. He's more conservative-minded, but he wants to solve the problem, and he'll find a way to do that. He's kind of apolitical with a Republican bent, a conservative bent to his mindset and his philosophies. However, and comes time to Roe versus Wade, now all the conservatives, all the blue-blooded conservatives or red-blooded conservatives and all the never-Trumpers conservatives are all backing the pick, and they're like, this is an opportunity for us to overturn Roe versus Wade, and then you have other people who are coming out and saying that the government shouldn't be involved, like Tomi Lahren, who comes out and says the government shouldn't be involved in people's bodies, in women's bodies. They shouldn't try to handle that from the bench. Well, wait a second. This is what people don't understand about Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade is the government controlling women's bodies. For Tomi Lahren and others to say we're against the overturn of Roe v. Wade because the government shouldn't get involved in women's bodies and telling them what to do with them, that's what Roe v. Wade did. It very simply says that women can get abortion wherever they want. It's giving women permission to do what they want with their bodies, quote unquote, which means murdering, chopping up, and killing an unborn innocent life. But it's telling women what they can do. You want real choice? You want to be real pro-choice? People like Tommy and the fake conservatives who like to tout abortion? You want to be real pro-choice, then you get rid of Roe v. Wade and you leave the decision back up to the states. Now, a woman can choose. She has better options now. She can't just go to your local Planned Parenthood and have her uterus chopped apart to kill a poor unborn life. She can decide, well, I'll go to New York or New Jersey or Connecticut or California or Washington or any other blue state, some blue liberal state where you know they're going to approve abortion on demand. Or she can go to a red state and say, no, I live in a red state, and say, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm actually going to raise this child or have this child and put it up for adoption for a family who cares. I mean, think about this. In a country with so many people who want to adopt children, why are Americans having to go to China and be put on a waiting list to adopt a Chinese child, a Chinese girl, because the Chinese don't want to keep girls, they want boys? So why are Americans having to adopt Chinese children when they could be adopting American children? It's pretty simple. If a woman gets pregnant, there are parents that will pay the woman to carry the child to term. They'll help her with her medical bills. They'll help her out with her hospital bills. They'll take care of her. They'll probably sometimes give her money, pay her, or give her a place to live in some cases, so they can get the child when the child is born. This is what people do. They want a child so badly that they're willing to pay you to have the child. This is why they have surrogate mothers. So you don't have to kill a child. You don't have to. Just to get rid of it, there's people that'll pay you for it. It's pretty simple. And if the government wants to get involved in something like that, that's pretty beneficial. Let's work on a project. There may be something out there like that already, but if the government's involved with some backing, that's a big deal. And we can help mothers, young ladies who get pregnant, raise the child, make money doing it, and then give the child up to parents who will actually love the child and putting a lot of time and effort into getting the child. But back to Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade doesn't give women a choice. Roe v. Wade forces women to adhere to the government rule. The rule is you can get abortion. You can kill your child because we say so. Well, that's legislating from the bench. That's not the Constitution. That's not jurisprudence. That's legislating from the bench. So how do we fix that? Well, here's what I say. It's pretty simple. People ask the question. They asked it over and over again. Well, what do you do then? What do you do? It's very simple. If you are so sure, just like other topics, if you are 100% sure that abortion on demand is the way to go and should be the law of the land, then allow the opportunity to make it the law of the land. The Constitution was written to give certain guidelines and rules to run the country. If things were missing, amendments were passed. Slavery was abolished via amendment. The women's right to vote was passed via amendment. So, if you want abortion to be legal on demand, propose an amendment to the Constitution and get the 2/3 vote from the states. If 2/3 of the states will vote to say abortion is law nationwide, then you're good to go. Then you actually have a law, not some justices who were ruling from the bench and made up law, much like they did with gay marriage. Same principle. Said it before with gay marriage. If you want gay marriage to be the law and not some judicial decision, some judicial proclamation, then get an amendment passed. Pass the amendment, get the 2/3 states to vote for it, and we have to say, okay, amendment to the Constitution. Whoever wants to get married can get married. Amendment to the Constitution. Whoever wants to get an abortion can get an abortion. If it's the law, it's the law. The problem is the left, the pro-abortion people, the pro-murder people, they know full well that they're not going to get the 2/3 vote from the states for abortion or gay marriage. And the left loves it when they can legislate from the bench. And that's another reason why they don't like Kavanaugh or any conservative to be in the Supreme Court. Because that kills their control of the law from the highest court in the land. And it leaves the law open for constitutional interpretation. That's our update for today. Short and sweet. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this is New Independence Network. Have yourself a great day.